Grading is everywhere right now. Everywhere you look, someone's talking about slabs, submission orders, turnaround times, and big grades. And with Christmas this week, it feels like grading is suddenly the answer to everything. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most low-end sellers lose money grading the wrong cards. Today, we're going to talk about when grading actually makes sense and when selling raw is the smarter move, and how to know the difference before you spend the money. This is my so-called card life, where we talk about the hobby, the business, and everything in between. Welcome to my so-called card life, an inside look at the life of a low-end card reseller, brought to you by JC3 Cards and Collectibles, a premier reseller of trading cards available today on eBay, Collects, and whatnot. Whether you're looking to fill out that new set or just rekindle memories with one of your favorite players from your favorite teams, let JC3 Cards and Collectibles help you find that card you're looking for and provide fast, secure delivery straight to your door. Grading matters right now for a few reasons. First, it's Christmas season. Holiday buyers, especially parents and casual collectors, trust graded cards just a little more. A slab feels complete, finished, safe. Second, grading companies are marketing harder than ever. You're constantly being told that grading adds value, and sometimes it does. And third, we've got industry news like Beckett being acquired by collectors, which brings grading back into the spotlight and gets people asking questions again. But here's the thing. Grading isn't good or bad on its own. Bad grading decisions are what hurt sellers. And low-end sellers feel that pain the fastest. Let's start with what grading really truly does and not what we hope it does. Grading provides authentication. It proves without a shadow of a doubt the exact specifications of that card in terms of set, number, parallel. It gives a standardized opinion on condition, and it increases buyer confidence. For certain cards, it can also increase liquidity, meaning it sells faster or attracts more buyers. But grading does not magically create value. A slab doesn't fix poor centering. It doesn't erase surface flaws. And it certainly doesn't protect you from a disappointing grade. One of the biggest mistakes sellers make is assuming that grading turns every card into a premium card. It doesn't. Grading only adds clarity, not magic. So when should a low-end seller consider grading? Here's the first rule of thumb. Your raw value needs to clearly outweigh your grading cost. If you're spending $20 to $30 all in to grade a card and the raw card sells for $15, that math doesn't work unless the upside is very real. Second, the card needs demand. Rookies, stars, nostalgia cards, iconic sets, these have buyer pools that trust slabs. Third, you need a realistic set of grade expectations. Not a best case scenario, not a maybe it's a 10. You need a range. If you think a card could realistically land between a 7 and a 9, ask yourself if a 7 still makes sense financially. And finally, a timeline matters. If you need the money now, grading is usually the wrong move. Here's a good rule of thumb for all low-end card sellers. If selling the card raw already feels really easy, grading probably isn't necessary. Now let's talk about when selling raw is actually the better decision. Dollar box cards, value box cards, modern base rookies, set builders. These types of buyers don't want slabs. They just want the raw cards. Raw also makes sense when there are obvious condition issues, or you're running a high volume store, or you want fast inventory turnover. Listen, selling raw isn't lazy, it's efficient. A raw card priced correctly can outsell a graded card that's overpriced or stuck waiting for the right buyer. If you do decide to grade, the next question becomes with who? This isn't a question about brand loyalty. It's about who buyers trust the most. PSA offers liquidity and market recognition. SGC is fast, consistent, and trusted for vintage. Beckett shines with thick cards, autos, and subgrades. CGC attracts crossover collectors. The best grading company isn't the quote unquote best one. It's the one your buyer already believes in. That's why industry moves like collectors acquiring Beckett matters. Consolidation changes perception, and perception drives buyer confidence. So, how do you reasonably anticipate a grade? Well, you don't need a microscope to evaluate a card. Start with the centering, especially on the front of the card. Look at the corners under good light, the edges on darker cards, and use the tilt test for surface scratches. Factory flaws matter more than people want to admit. You don't get a free pass for factory flaws. Most importantly, stop chasing tens. Think in ranges. Say to yourself, this isn't a 10 or bust. This is a 7 to 9 card. Predicting ranges protects your profit. There are also hidden costs that sellers often forget. Here's where grading quietly hurts many sellers: time, cash tied up, shipping risk, and opportunity cost. And there's something no one ever talks about: emotional attachment. Once you slab a card, it suddenly feels more valuable than it is. That can slow sales and lead to bad pricing decisions. A slab can slow money down just as easily as it can multiply it. And here's some holiday specific advice. For Christmas buyers, slabs feel safe to them. Parents trust them, and casual buyers really like them. However, timing is critical. Grading for Christmas is an October decision, not a December one. This is because turnaround times can be very lengthy, and if you want that inventory for Christmas shopping, you need to act early. Right now, raw cards can still win for stocking stuffers, team lots, and value purchases. Just know your buyer and sell accordingly. Remember, before you grade anything, ask yourself, who is my buyer? What's my exit price? How fast do I need the money? And what happens if this grades lower than expected? Grading isn't about slabs. It's about strategy. And the smartest sellers know when to keep a card raw. Thanks for listening to my so-called card life. If this episode helped you think differently about grading, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and drop us a comment and tell me, are you grading more or less this season? I hope you all enjoy the holiday, and I hope to see you in the next episode.